Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out LiboView. It was pouring down rain earlier and I tried to do a review on this, but it didn't work out because of the nature falling down on me. So what I'm going to do is a review on some camper items today. The first thing I'm going to do on is a Camco. This is a part number 40523 heavy duty 20-pound tank cover. Propane tank cover, obviously. And there's a couple of reviews that are online that are showing some negative things about it, and I'll tell you, one of them might be true, the rest of them I just don't see. So the first thing I'm going to address is that they're saying that whenever they're tightening these screws, they're just pulling them right through the plastic. Well, I have a 12-volt impact screw gun, and I could run as tight as they need to be, and I can pull it right through the plastic too. The whole thing is there's 6 screws per side. How tight do you really need them to get before this thing's going to explode or whatever and come apart? It's not going to. So just snug these up. Just make sure that you engage the self-locking nut. You just have to run it up enough threads that the self-locking nut holds. I mean, this one here, you can see it's not even tight, but it's going to hold these two halves together regardless. There's a nice seam for this half to fit into, so just don't over tighten it. That's the answer there. You don't need to put washers behind the heads. You don't need to do any of that. It'll hold just fine. The second thing is these guys are saying that these hold downs are kind of a joke. Well, I'll tell you that if you put them on incorrectly, there is a problem with the way that the instructions are written, to where you could put them in backwards and it would make it to where they wouldn't latch quite the right way. Now you can see each one of these nuts has a bar on there, and the cover has tabs that are sticking up, and what you do is you tighten it down, and once you get it to where you need it to be, the tabs hold this nut from wanting to turn back. Will it turn back? I don't know. Mine hasn't, not yet, but I guess it could. I just don't see it. But if you put this in incorrectly, if you put the mount in incorrectly, that could be a problem. So I'm going to take this out, so hang on just a second here. We'll set that there, and let's do that. Okay, so I've taken it out. Now you can see this is not symmetrical. It's kind of a half barrel thing, and it has some sort of a shoulder built into it, and then the stud goes up through all of that. If you put this in this way, it doesn't rock back far enough to latch into the top the way that it should. So this is the way it needs to go in. Of course, through the bottom, but it's got to be oriented in this manner so it goes back far enough. So let me go ahead and put that back in. And there you go, it just snaps in place. Now the cover itself, you can put it in 2 different ways. You can see this is symmetrical. There's 3 hinge points here on either side, and there's 4 holes for the barrel hold downs, or the locking hold downs. So you could put it to where the door opens this way or this way. Now it only makes sense to me if you're going down the road and there could be air coming across this way, which I'm not really sure what the air looks like back here. You know, it could be that we got a cowling effect and this could be wanting to catch this way, but regardless, set it up however you think is best as far as your wind. I prefer to do it this way, and then if you want, do like I did. Drill a couple holes in the top and run a couple of wire ties through the factory squares that were already cut through the holes that you drilled to hold this cover on. This cover can't fall off if it wants to. Now they sell a lot of replacement covers for these, so I'm assuming that if you install these backwards and you don't do this safety feature that I did here to keep the lid from blowing away, you could lose your lid. They're like $11 to replace, which is really sad because the whole cover's like $26. It's made of good solid plastic. I mean, I think that it is heavy duty, and it doesn't seem like something that would crack easily. The other thing that you want to look at is the hold down. Now I'm going to try to put my camera down here and see if I can get this angle for you. But here's the cover hold down. There's a couple of tabs that you need to put a bungee cord on. Now I don't need my bungee cord to be fastened with hooks on both sides, so I put a screw through this one, and then on the other side I went ahead and put a hook. I don't know again if I'm showing that to you or not, but that's the way I've got it set up. It's a good cover. Now, I had a problem with my weight distribution hitch pins hitting it whenever I put them in all the way. So I went ahead and notched it. That just secured it even more. So there's a little trick for you too if you want to try that out. So again, there's a couple of negative reviews. I was kind of concerned whenever I read them about buying it because I thought maybe I would have a problem with it. Those problems really aren't an issue at all. So it's a part number 40523 Camco. This is for dual 20-pound tanks. They also make them for 30-pound tanks, but click the link down below. It's going to take you right to it. This is for the color Polar White. They also make a beige version. Again, click the link down below. It'll go ahead and let you make some choices to get you to the one that you want. So I appreciate it as always. Thanks for watching LiboView. Bye.